Hey, hey there, big second gamer. Here, play, hold still. And here, have some fun doing it. On the northern end, I'm gonna turn on turbo mode, of course. I kind of forget what we were up to. So, cameraman caravan. Let's see. Yep, we did all those. Ah, yes. I'd like to march that horse right up these stairs. Seems like there's someone inside. I suppose it must be the man we came to see then. Yes. Bet he just came back from fishing. For a hermit, he doesn't seem to want for much. So what are we gonna do? Excuse me. Is anyone here? It's open. Come on in. Alisa. Excuse us. Hey, it's good to see you again, sir. Well, if it isn't Gaius, I haven't seen you around for like half a year now. Well, at least the years too. Why, I don't think I've seen your face in, must be coming up 5 years now. Wait, what? Could this be? Grandfather, what are you doing here? Well, I guess that's one way to be introduced, but let me give you a proper welcome. I'm Gwyn Ranford, Elias's favorite granddad. Tee hee hee. The, errata is Gwen. Yeah, you saw it. I'm just noticing that now. Pleasure to meet you all, Class 7. Honored to meet you, sir. I'm Rean Schwarzer. It's a pleasure to meet you. I'm Emma Milstein. It's Alberea. Eustace Alberea. It's an honor. A promising group of young folks, if there ever was. You're sure done a lot of growing in the last 5 years, Lisa. You're taller and bigger. It does this old man's heart good to see how easy on the eyes you become. Grandfather, please. Don't forget about me. What have you been doing out here all this time? Like when you disappeared from Roar, I never thought that I'd believe this if someone told me this is where I'd find you. You have any idea how worried we've been? Oh, come now. I send you letters a couple of times a year, don't I? Of course, I read all the ones you give to Sharon, too. Still, have you been here the whole time this past 5 years? Just about. I don't stay year round, though. Spent about half a year traveling around the continent, finding friends or visiting the Empire. I see. Mr. Ranford, would you mind if I ask how you know so much about our field study? He does raise an excellent point. Almost seems as though you're expecting us to pay him a visit. Well, it was just a coincidence the truck broke down when it did. I admit, ever since Serena told me you were coming to the islands, I figured I'd see you at some point. You still talk to Mother? Yes, indeed. No, just the bare minimum. Girl's zeal for her work borders on unhealthy. What would I ever do to turn her into such a workaholic? Lisa? Anyway, we're done with the coffee. Let's head on over to the settlement and take a look at that truck. Just wait outside a bit while I go grab my tools. Oh, actually, I caught a few good-sized trout. You take them over to the settlement? Where do you go? Of course. That's the former chairman of the Ranford Group. I knew of him by name, but he's far more light-hearted man than I would have guessed. Indeed, he seems very easygoing. You can say what you really think. You're not going to hurt my feelings or anything. Everyone loves him because he's all laid back and approachable, but mostly he's just capricious and irresponsible. And then 5 years ago, he just... Elisa? Never mind. Let's get going. As he's ready, we're heading back to the settlement. Alright. Let's wait for him by the garage. Checking everything. Head back to the settlement? Hey guys, you're on pretty good terms with my grandfather, right? Something like that. We've only known him for a couple of years, but all of us in the settlement know him a lot. Myself included. Ah. Okay, we're good to go. Mind if I ride with one of you? Grandfather? You aren't driving? The engine's been acting up a bit late, so I'd rather not. How could I pass up a chance to get to know my granddaughter's spice mates a little bit? Rain Rat, you got room for one more up there? Why did we Rain? Or not be given any ideas? I'm sure that isn't the case. I feel a bit more at ease if there's more on the rain side. A little Sharon doing these days. I heard she recently started working at your dormitory. Right. I haven't had much time to get to know her. But she seems really skilled at what she does. She is very much so. More importantly, she's a real cutie. She always had this lovely reserved air, but there's a playful side to her too. I wish she'd sign up on as my personal name. That'd be the life. Yeah. That Emma girl is really nice too. She's got those glasses that Harry wants to let down. And she's class Presbyterian. There's some whole room hottie if I ever saw one. Come on, you know you agree with me. Come on, you know you agree with me. Well, I can't really say that I disagree with you. If you don't mind me asking, why'd you never tell Elisa that you were here? Tell me, Rain. What kind of girl do you see her as? Well, say she's a really hard worker and a great manners. I have no doubt of it. Good looking, polite, as well mannered as any noble's daughter, intelligent. And all that comes naturally to her. It's not like some persona she forces on herself. Yeah, I'm amazed at how effortless she makes it all seem. Yet, I guess I habit of trying to resolve everything without relying on anyone else for support. Sure, it hasn't escaped you. I notice of a canny young man like yourself. It does feel like that sometimes, yeah. She's kind, and her sense of duty compels her always to see things. She always keeps everything bottled up, like she never wants to let on to anyone that she needs help with a problem. I'm Elisa R. from Roar. It's not like I'm trying to make a big deal out of it or anything. It's just that if anyone knew, it'd make things awkward between us, and I don't want that. I have a feeling the relations between her mother and I caused her to end up that way. Or to be more specific, conflict between the two. If I didn't tell her where I was, I'll leave it up to her to fill in the details about that. The ones the two of you are a bit closer to the owner. A bit closer? I have a feeling there's a critical misunderstanding. That's so. Oh, there's a little something going on between you two after your name came up over letter. Well, we did have an unfortunate accident back at the start of the year. That's all it was. We eventually got it sorted out, and nothing's really happened since. An accident, eh? Did you accidentally collide with her on your way to school? Causing her to drop the toast she held between her sweet lips? And as the dust cleared, did the two of you find yourselves sprawled on the ground in an unlikely yet hard-racing position? That's a really oddly specific question. I don't know what kind of hard-racing position you're in. Oh. Oh, something really did happen, didn't it? That's all. Well, alright. I want every last juicy detail. Grandfather, please.
Hey, isn't that... Ooh, it's those military academy students. I wonder what they're doing all the way out here. Oh well. It looks like things are gonna start getting interesting. Okay, let's get this mission started! Sheesh. Gramps and the others can be so unreasonable sometimes.
Now what do we do without you, Gwen? Here's to you, my friend. And to you. Arnold. Okay, that booze isn't going to drink itself. Yes. So hardly believe it. I'm the famous Gwen Reinford out in the sticks like this. You know him, man? Of course. You see, so the appreciation of the Oral Revolution of Big Reinford, the industrial powerhouse it is today. It's only gotten bigger since his daughter took over. The Reinford Company was originally an arms manufacturer, making their name on firearms and stuff. Underwent a massive expansion of their lineup and started working on orbital weapons and railway products. I suppose that's what it must look like to the nobility. The company does business all across the continent, just not domestically. It has a refreshingly international outlook for everybody. I see. He was a keen man, but I didn't realize he was that famous. The real mystery is why someone would walk away from that in the first place. So he got ill and had no choice but to stand down, but look at him now, he's a picture of health. So maybe there's some truth to the old rumor after all. No? What do you mean? Just something I heard a long time ago. No real proof of it, and we at the Imperial Chronicle are in the business of printing baseless speculation. Lisa? Ooh, I see you. I think my eyes were bigger than my stomach. I'm going to go out and get a little fresh air, okay? Alright. Lisa. Reed. Lisa's going out to get some fresh air. Do you mind going and keeping her company? Not at all. Why me? You're the class president. You can make it far better company. No, trust me. I think you're definitely the best man for this job. If you say so. Alright. I'll be back in a little while then.
I'm such an idiot. What am I even doing?
Elisa?
Oh, Reem.
you doing out here?
My mouth says no, but my stomach's thinking yes. You doing okay? You seem a bit
Nothing like that. I'm just feeling a little out of it. I'm just going to stay out here for a while and get some... Sorry about that.
See? What did I tell you? We've been riding all day. I'm not surprised you're feeling tired. Riding a horse really takes it out of you.
I guess you're right. Why didn't that occur to me before?
Hey, Elisa. Look up at the sky.
Huh? Oh, wow.
You know, I didn't even notice it last night because we turned in so early. But now that we know, if you're out here to get some air, better to take in the starlight than look at the ground, right?
You're right.
Look up and don't look down.
My father was a technician. 8 years ago, he passed away. My family was never really the same after that. Mother was director of the company back then. She focused all of her energy on making the Rhineford Group even bigger. She used to treasure our family, but after that, it's like she could barely spare a thought for us.
Oh. She did seem like a talented businesswoman when we met her. Well, more than talented to run the Rhineford Group.
What you saw in Ruhr Station was just a watered-down version of her normal intensity. We'd be able to have dinner together maybe once every 3 months, and that's being generous. But at least I wasn't alone. Grandfather and Sharon were always there.
That's how it was, huh? I guess you've known Sharon for a long time then.
Yeah, my mother hired her about 7 years ago. Being a Rhineford and all, I never had many people I could really call friends when I was young. The nobles looked down on me, of course, but the common people treated me like I was different from them, too. At least with my grandfather and Sharon around, I never felt totally alone. Grandfather introduced me to all kinds of different hobbies, like horseback riding and playing the violin. Sharon taught me self-defense and archery, and all the high society etiquette expected of a lady. Meanwhile, my mother kept expanding the company completely against the wishes of my grandfather, the chairman.
I see. Though, hasn't Rhineford always been a big industrial company?
Kind of, yeah. Even back then, they took on projects in all fields, from steel mills to railway construction to guns and tanks. It's not surprising there are people out there who like to call the company a merchant of death. I can't say I completely agree with that side of the company, but I've never felt embarrassed or ashamed about it. But a few years ago, the Rhineford Group finally went too far.
What do you mean?
Those 2 railway guns set up in Gorelia Fortress on the eastern edge of the Empire? You know about those, right?
Yeah, I've heard of them. They're supposed to have the longest range of any orbital cannon in the world.
I've only seen their spec sheets, but the destruction they're capable of is terrifying. Erebonia's still fighting with Calvert over Crossbell, and those guns are capable of targeting any point in Crossbell State. In just a couple hours, they could wipe Crossbell City and its 500,000 citizens off the map.
No way. That's way beyond being a weapon of war. More like an instrument of massacre.
I couldn't agree more. And neither could my grandfather, who supervised their construction. Even though my mother was the one who signed off on the project, my grandfather regretted it like the decision was his. As he was hesitating over whether to hand them over to the Imperial, my mother betrayed him.
What?
She went behind his back and secured the support of all of Rhineford's major shareholder. Everyone from Ruhr's ruling lord Marquis Ragnar to the top brass of the Imperial Army was on her side. In the face of such overwhelming pressure from all sides, my grandfather was forced to capitulate. He stepped down as chairman, and my mother wasted no time taking his place. That's when my grandfather decided to leave the company entirely. And me. I thought I'd at least have Sharon on my side, but she just did whatever my mother told her to do. It's been 5 years since then already.
Oh. I think I get it now. Why she gets under your skin, I mean. It's not so much what your mother did, but how it ended up tearing your family apart.
Yeah. I couldn't believe my mother would betray her own father. I couldn't believe grandfather would take it without fighting back. I couldn't believe Sharon, who'd always supported me, watched it all happen without a word of protest. It really drove it home to me. How big the Rhineford Group was now, and how small I was. I hated realizing it had become so large that corporate interests were stronger than family ties. Looking back, I guess that's when I decided I'd leave home and enroll in the academy. Even when I ran, I couldn't go far enough to escape my mother's shadow. Then I come here and find my grandfather happily enjoying a whole new life without a care in the world. When I stepped outside, I was feeling so lost, so frustrated. But it's kind of strange, you know? I look up at the stars and it feels like I can escape the gravity of everything. I think I'm finally starting to understand why my grandfather chose to leave it all behind and move out here in the first place.
You really are strong, Elisa. Stronger than you realize. You were finally ready to talk about it. About your family and the... So, maybe you found what you were looking for to move past that, right?
Maybe you're right. But I don't think I would have been able to if I hadn't enrolled at the academy. Meeting everyone in Class 7, the lacrosse club, I'm a better person for it. Your support has already made a difference. So, thanks. Thanks for worrying about me. And thanks for reminding me to look up, not down.
Anytime. Though, truth be told, I came to check on you because Emma asked me to. Sorry to ruin the moment.
I thought that might be the case. Oh well, there's always next time. It's kind of strange to hear you tell me I'm strong, because I could say the same thing about you. You always seem to get thrust into the role of leader. Someone we can count on to keep us on track.
I guess running errands on all my free days is really helping me buckle down. Still, I feel like I've got a long way to go. Especially when I keep running from myself.
Huh?
Remember back in Keldic? I said that I came to the academy to find myself. But sometimes, I wonder if maybe I just wanted to get away from my family.
Oh. Do you not get along?
Oh, I do. I'm not their real son, but my parents always loved me like my sister and I. We've had our differences, especially lately. No, the problem's just with me.
Rean. Still, I suppose the fact you were finally ready to talk about it means that maybe you found what you were looking for to move past that, right? Who'd have thought I'd have the chance to feed you your own good advice so soon? I can't believe you can just say things like that with a straight face. Maybe being on the receiving end every now and then will do you some good.
Alright, you got me. I admit defeat. But yeah, I guess I'm starting to figure things out. In my own way. Maybe enrolling at Thoris was the first thing I'd done right in a long time. I ended up in Class 7, and now all of us are out here like this, spending time together.
Yeah, I like that. I hope the things we learned during our field studies can help us all make a difference in the world. So, wait, all of us?
You two were gone so long that we started to get a little worried.
No way! How long have you been listening?
Still, I suppose the fact that you were finally ready to talk about it means that maybe you found what you were looking for to move past that, right?
Stop! Rean! He was the one who said it first. I was just...
Oh, Lisa, there's nothing to be embarrassed about. Honestly, you touched my heart.
I apologize for eavesdropping on you, but at the same time, I'm kind of glad I did.
How did I end up in the middle of this anyway? Fine, if that's how you want to... None of you are getting any sleep until you've shared all your most embarrassing secrets.
What? I don't...
You wish.
Seems like you did well.
Honestly, I feel like she helped me more than I helped her. Hey. This is a really beautiful place.
Yeah, ain't it?
Ooh, you're moving up in the world. I've got a little reward here for you.
Another Medal of Vigor.
Keep up the good work.
We're almost to the A ranks. Okay, 0255 hours. Shift's almost over. No sign of anything suspicious? Or anything at all, really? Why do we even do this every day? You know what the point of having a sentry is, right? Oh, hey, you're early. Come on now, you gotta get where I'm coming from at least a little. I could understand if we were posted near a crossbow. We're just gonna start worrying. here in the Boondocks. You never know, right? Perhaps the fact that you've never expected would make it the perfect place to start a war. Besides, Lieutenant General Vander says we need to stay on alert, and he knows the situation better than we do. Lieutenant General's a great man, yes. What are those big shots from the 3rd Armored Division doing stationed in some backwater place like this anyway? Think the rumor's true? He got posted here because he wouldn't help the Blood and Iron Chancellor? Watch what you say. The kind of idle gossip is how rumors get wings. Fine, fine. Such a killjoy. Anyway, you got things covered here? I want to go get some sleep. Got a few minutes left of my shift, but you're here, and hey, who's counting? Honestly. Wait, what's that? What the? What just happened? Did they just get shelled? Who got the order to attack? No one. I heard nothing of the sort. Zendergate needs to know about that. What the? No way. Ah! Enemy attack? Where's it coming from? No. Oh, Hades. Save. Because I always save at the end of chapters. Or at the end of sections. Field study day 3. Ah, that was a great meal. I don't think I could eat another bite. After how much we ate yesterday, I'm surprised we were still able to pack away this much food. Well, you're all growing bosun, so yo. Mine takes a lot of energy, so I'd say eating like this is normal after a day out on the plains. Would anyone like more? I should probably refrain. If there's any chicken left, we can wrap it in bamboo and take it with us. Who knows, we might eat something on while we're out there today. Okay? Oh, the leftover tea into some tea. Ah, thanks. You really are too kind. You're our guests. What kind of hosts would we be if we didn't treat you as such? Anyway, here's a grand list of tasks you'll be tending to today. Field study D2, assigned to large unknowns. Figured it wouldn't hurt to give you fewer than yesterday. Feel free to take advantage of that extra time to do whatever strikes your fancy. You go off the beaten path a bit. Understood. Thank you for everything. Do you want to spend some more time with your grandfather today? Sounds like you weren't able to spend much time with him yesterday. Gwen stayed in the Eldridge home yesterday, right? I imagine he ought to be up and about soon. I have no objections to completing this morning task without you if you wish to spend more time with me. What kind? Are you there? Yes, I'm here. Oh, good morning. Your grandfather. Good morning. Morning, everyone. Sorry to intrude. By the looks on your faces, it seems not all is well. I'm afraid you're right. Received word from Zendergate just a short while ago. Say the Imperial Army's watchtower has been attacked. What? Sounds like it all happened in the middle of the night. That's not the last of it either. Republicans are yesterday. Act 2. This isn't going to be pretty. Airborne armored division being sent out as first is always like I suppose it's only a matter of time before we give the orders for the armored division. General, confirm the deaths of 2 of the guards. Further, 3 have sustained serious injuries, but we've been able to stabilize them. I see. Have the medics see to them the second they arrive. Yes, sir. Contact Zender Gate. Prepare the 3rd Armored Division for deployment. I want all armored vehicles ready to move before I return. Hey, you sure you don't need us out? I appreciate your willingness. We're used to the procedures for moving so in case of emergency. Same goes for you, too, guys. So we're heading out to Zender Gate to learn more about the situation. Lieutenant General Van, as I said, but he will soon refer to military academy. I will. Will you be staying here, Grandfather? I will. I can use the truck after all. Since I was here anyway, might as well do what I can to get it to me. Alright. Please take care of yourself. I'm sorry, Elden Khan. I feel terrible, but I can't help you when you need it most. You have your own job to do. There's no need to worry about us. The blessings of the beings and the goddess be with you. Well, we must make for Zender Gate as well. Indeed, we need to find out as much as we can about what happened. Well, I'm going to try go north anyway. I don't really have the time to head out to the north. Ow. Moving north does seem like the safest bet. We have to work about all of this. Oh, are you sure? Ugh. Yes. Elsa will take armor shirt, and Ranga will take Elder Ivans. Be careful, you guys. You're back before this. Things to us and hurry over to Center. All I will say to you is that you should follow your whatever you do, be sure to leave the birds. Do what I can. Used to switching locations should any trouble arise, so don't worry about it. Not entirely heard of for things to become tense between Erebony and Calvert. Happens once every few years. I'll be sticking with the people here for now. I'm being charged of private. For me too, I guess. Going back to the cabin on my own would be a bit rough. This isn't the time for chances, Grandfather. You know things are about to get really dangerous soon. I know. See what we can get in the trading post. Oh wow. Robe has some. The Star Shoes have some benefit too. Both of us. Star Shoes have. Really sorry to put you guys up to this. Barry helped me out more than enough yesterday. No problem, don't sweat it. Must be the kind of breaking news every press photographer dreams of being. Still, it bothers me. It's impossible that both the Imperial and Republican bases were attacked at the same time. Do you think one attacked first and the other swiftly retaliated? Time to think about that right now. We need to hurry. We need to get to Center Gate as fast as we can. Right. Oh, don't ride too rough. You gonna use that monster on the way right now? Does not look like it.
That's one of the Imperial Army's airships.
This situation is looking worse by the minute.
We need to hurry.
Those are armored cars from the Imperial Army.
The Imperial Armory's 3rd Armored Division. It appears I prepared for deployment. Thanks, everyone. I'm gonna see if I can get permission to take some photographs. I wonder where Lieutenant Commander can be. Need to find him so he can tell us what's going on in here. I suspected you might show up. Lieutenant General, you have some business to attend else? Do you have some business to attend elsewhere, sir? Hold on, conduct another sweep of the area. Never mind that out, you came at the perfect time. We're train bound for Ruhr. Our service. I want you all on board that train. Keep up your field safe. Do as you can and return to the academy. What's that? The things ultimately depend on the actions of the Republic. Bottom line is that we may be mere hours away from armed conflict with the Calvarder. Already informed everyone on the subway. Did they not relay the message to you? You had as many. You can't just turn tail and pretend none of this is happening. Lieutenant Jen, will you establish which side attacked first? That's a sample of question here. Still under investigation. You have my assurance that the Imperial Army did not attack. We did not make the first move, nor have we retaliated. However, our army's watchtower was destroyed, and several guards lost their lives. As the officer in charge of Cinder Gate, I have a duty to act. Really were fatalities. Let's presume for the sake of argument that they get damage sustained by the Republic. In fact, deliberate sabotage by their own. How bad was the damage? All our facilities suffered major structural damage. Also appear to be major bars. Honestly, I estimate that would be right. They suffered even more damage than we did. Doesn't make any sense. We've been long past the point where easily discussing our possibilities with enough. I'll do all I can to avoid full-scale war. Prepared for the possibility of armed conflict. I suspect they are as well. But that just seems so wrong. Huh. That's your opinion, Lieutenant General. Will you at least allow me the chance to investigate what happened on my own? Gaius. Investigate on your own? I'm sure you're aware. I know the Highlands that back in my hand. Someone attempts to threaten the peace of my homeland. I won't rest until I've unearthed the truth behind this happening. I'm serious. We did everything we can to help. I think this falls within the scope of our field study team. Oh, wait. This is the people of Norris problem. No reason for you all to stay here and risk getting caught in the crossfire. Classmate and a friend is staying behind. Isn't that reason enough? I'm a son of the House of Alderaan. I'd never disgrace the honor of my family. Besides, it's just like your people have done a lot for my grandfather. Guys, do you remember what you said back at Heimdall Station? The most important thing that we all come back safe and sound. Everything else is secondary. Yeah. Appears you lost this one, guys. Lieutenant General, aye. Currently 10:05. I will permit you until 12:30 to conduct your investigation. I'll do everything in my power to postpone any potential conflict until at least then. Thank you. Thank you, sir. And we haven't a moment to waste. We should begin by visiting the watchtower. Sounds like a good place to start.
Thank you. Really, I appreciate it more than you know.
It's no big deal, honestly.
I agree with Elisa. We're classmates after all. And more than that, we're friends.
Well, this is clearly of great importance to you.
I know you want to protect your people, but that's not the only reason you're doing this, is it?
You got me. It ties back into why I accepted the Lieutenant General's recommendation and entered the Academy too. I'm sure each of you feels the same about your own homes, but I love this land with all my heart. The wind racing across the highlands, the vast mountain peaks, the clear blue of the sky, the breathtaking beauty of the rising sun, the melancholy of the sunset, the twinkling of the stars in the twilight. I love everything about this land of Nord. It's part of
Wow. I guess it hadn't sunk in how much...
I'm certainly attached to Ruhr, but
I can't think of anyone else who would state their love for their homeland so poetically.
If you love it so much, why did you leave it behind? If you truly love Nord, if Nord is, what is it that drove you to enroll in a military academy in a foreign land?
I'm not surprised you'd find it strange. To be honest, I'm still not totally sure what compelled me to do it. Back when I was a kid, the Republican Army built a base in the eastern, and the Imperial Army responded in kind at the Watchtower. Years ago, a traveling priest from the Septian Church taught me all about the history of the continent. One thing that stood out to me was just how many lives had been lost during the conflicts between the major powers. Another major theme was just how profound of an impact the Orbital Revolution had on people's lives. Even the concepts of time and distance have changed so much. In effect, the Orbital Revolution shrunk the world. It made me realize a sad truth, one that kind of scares me even now, that there was no guarantee my homeland could stay at peace forever. That one day, it might be drawn into outsiders' conflicts and be occupied and redistricted into oblivion.
I can't believe you were thinking about such weighty things even as a kid.
So then, you joined the Academy in order to learn more about the outside world that posed a threat to your homeland?
Yeah, something along those lines. When I realized how afraid I was, I knew I couldn't close my eyes. I wanted to do something, anything, to protect this land. As luck would have it, I met the Lieutenant General. He's the one who told me about Thor's military academy. One thing led to another, he offered me a recommendation. And before I knew it, I took him up on his offer. So there I was, green as grass, heading off to study abroad despite having no clue what life in the Empire was like. Thinking back on how it all came together, what you said is probably what I was thinking back then.
Honestly, I've yet to hear a student offer a more galvanizing reason than yours for enrolling at the academy.
I have to agree. I don't know too many people who love their home so much that they'd leave it behind to find a way to protect it.
it's not a sentiment I can imagine many Erebonians feeling, that's for sure. But I think I finally understand.
Elisa?
Just an idle thought. But having heard Gaius pour his heart out to us, there's no way we can just walk away from it. Not after the people of Nord gave us such a warm welcome and treated us like family.
Indeed. I couldn't have asked for more.
Agreed. We'll get to the bottom of what's going on here and stop Ward from breaking out.
Nord may not be our home, but it's still an important neighbor. I'll do what I can to aid you.
Thanks, all of you. Really, thank you.
Still see shell damage everywhere. Worse than I feared. They confirmed casualties too. I don't think I'd ever have to say anything like this. The students of the military academy, things like this are always within the realm of possibility. Well, I hardly expected my first sight of such devastation to be the spark that ignites war and Calmer. This may be too much for students like us to handle. No, we've all been in situations that make impossible before. Every time we've come through, just have to stay calm and think. I'm sure we can do something here too. You're right. True. We should focus on doing what we can. Whatever it is we decide to do, we need to get a better grasp of the situation. Yeah, let's find out who's in charge and get their permission to start investigating. Let's see. Lieutenant General Vendor is giving you this permission. Thank you. However, I want to make it clear that armed conflict with Albert can begin at any moment. With our hands full staying on guard for a potential threat from the east. I'll eventually just speak with the soldiers here. Don't get in the way of them doing their work. Understood. Okay, let's get started. Let's start by speaking with the soldiers and see some of the That seems wise. We've gathered all the information we need. We can start piecing it together. Right, let's go. Why'd you come and die on me? That's pretty down. Can't say I don't understand how he feels though. Right, when the shift changed, someone came out to relieve me and I was chattering away with him like always. When the first shell hit us, around 3 in the morning. Started around 3. Right in the middle of the night. I was on lookout. Should have noticed something was off. Actually did. I was totally useless. I just paid a bit more attention. Probably been a better soldier. I might still be with us now. It's not your fault. None of us could have predicted that something like this would happen. You can hardly blame yourself for a lack of vigilance after being stationed in a peaceful area like this for so long. You attacked in the dead of night, knowing on your guard. Or really was the Republicans' army doing after all. Need more information before we can say for sure. No, I don't think it was. Something else had happened before we were under attack. We heard an explosion coming from the Republican army base. We looked, we saw smoke pouring from it. What? You know, both bases were attacked. Didn't both attacks really happen at around the same time? That's so. It's unlikely that either army was responsible. Who is responsible? We need to focus all our vigilance towards the east. Have my permission to conduct your investigation and speak with Mother. Ah. Stay out of the way. Keep telling Zats and Manning to get some rest. They just won't listen. Say that I blame them though. They're the ones who survived the attack without suffering major injuries after all. Oh, I lost some good friends last night. Still having trouble getting over it. You might have been the hardest working soldier. Yeah, I can't believe it's just calm. Please do what you can with the investigation. It's awful. It really is. It looks like they got hit hard. Did you think they were casualties? You know, the Imperial Army isn't going to sit and twiddle their thumbs for suffering in such an attack like this. They have their image to uphold, after all. Yeah, it looks like most of the damage is concentrated on the south side of the building. Think whoever carried this out of the sack could have got it from the Highlands? It seems very likely. Where in the plains could they launch an attack like this? Well, the Highlands are incredibly vast. We need some kind of clue to even know where to start looking. Hopefully we'll be able to find something there that'll point us in the right direction. What's the situation with the Republican Army? Looks like they're really hustling over there. Turning a number of armored vehicles entering the next area. Really? We've heard their base got hit pretty badly too. Even from over here, it sure looks that way. Lieutenant General said the Republican base got hit at least as hard as the Watchtower, if not harder. We believe they were responsible for that as well. Any excuse to attack us, and that sure as hell looked like. You really think it's true? Too much damage seems awfully excessive. They probably just got overzealous with their explosives. Wouldn't make much difference either way. They're brazen enough to attack us, we'll blow them back across the board. Soldiers all seem to have their doubts. But without any hard evidence, we're not going to be able to convince them of anything. We reconsider the possibility that this was a deliberate act of sabotage by Albert's forces. I'm the first engineer, squad of the 3rd Armored Division. A lot of tools and materials to help clear away the rubble. We're helping. You're happy to use them if you want. Sell you some of our materials or treat their own. Just want to build up my mirror. Sorry for doing all this. Wasting you guys' time. Yeah, that wasn't it. No, that wasn't. keep looking. There might still be something we're missing. Yes. Wasn't checking my map. Is this? What's up, Elisa? Is something unusual about that scrap of metal? I knew it. This is a mortar shell manufactured by the Ranford Company. Are you sure? Yes, I've seen them before on the assembly line. Only a couple models capable of firing this type of shell. This would suggest the mortal user arrow is also made by the Ranford Company. If we assume that's true, it seems much less likely that the Republic was responsible. True, why would the Republican Army use a weapon made in the Empire? Doesn't make much sense to me. Even if we account for deception, it seems unlikely that the cavalry would go this far to conceal your. While considering the stakes, we can't entirely rule out. Still, this might prove to be an important clue to solving this mystery. It's all the info we can gather here. I think so too. I need to analyze what we've learned. First, we should establish a good picture of what was happening when the attack occurred. Seems like the best place to start. First of all, what time did the actual attack on the watchtower happen? 3 a.m. Yes, that's what the guard told us. That wasn't all. Those the Republic Army Space team also came. General, 30 and greater damage than what happened here. We can safely discount the possibility that the Republican Army bombed their own forces. There's no evidence that the Imperial Army launched an attack either. All I know is that both sides happened, and both sides took heavy damage. However, as Elisa said, we have no evidence to suggest that either side was responsible. We accept that as fact, the most likely scenario. The responsibility lies with another party entirely. So you think a third party is working behind the scenes to provoke both countries into starting a war? Peace between the Empire and the Republic are always high. Compared to other areas of similar political value, the Nord Highlands have always been peaceful. There seems no other reason other than the country would have decided to break that peace last night. I agree. Anything, it seems like the negatives would outweigh the positives for both parties. If this were Crossbell, might be a different story, but here. Now you mention it. And something else odd about the second round. Something that seems to point to a third party's involvement. Something else odd about the attack on the watchtower? I'll bet she's referring to this. What weapon that was used? You're talking about the mortars used for the attack, right? Exactly. It's like our mortars used in the attack were an old Ranford model. I, for one, find it pretty unlikely that the Republican Army is packing Erebonian-made weapons. Indeed, they may have literal reason to be. The Republic has its own major orbital technology manufacturer. The Verne Company, if I recall. Yeah, the Verne Company is responsible for manufacturing most of the arms used by the Republican Army. And there's the fact that the mortar used here is old. But the Imperial Armor hasn't used this model for years. Where the military surplus sometimes makes its way into the black market and ends up in the hands of mercenaries. Knowing that, it seems unlikely that either army chose to use it to cover their tracks. Quite. However, there is a far more pressing question we need to answer. What do you mean? I know where they're going. We need to know where the attack was launched from in the first place. It's going to be difficult to work out. Without that vital detail, all our speculation thus far is for naught. To intend to avert a war, we need more than speculation. We need conclusive evidence. Agreed. The Highlands are far too vast for just to strike out a search blindly, especially with the Lieutenant General's deadline rapidly approaching. Actually, we may not have to start our search blind. Blaze and Gaius will lend me a hand. I may be able to What do you have in mind? I can factor the location of the damage together with the speed and trajectory of the mortar shells. Also take into account the Highlands winds. You may be able to estimate the area from which the mortar was fired, or potentially anyways. Are you serious? Are you serial? Sounds easier said than done. I'll do what I can. Are you familiar with the specifics of the shell that was used? I think so. It was an old model. I should be able to give you some rough data. Should be plenty. Anyway, let's have another look at those damage areas and start our calculations. Please come with me, everyone. Right. Alright. We have calculated a rough location. I believe the mortar was fired from the location to the south. Using the map as a reference point, it means it was likely launched from somewhere in this area. According to the calculations, the launch site shouldn't be too far from here. Wow, I can't believe you managed to work that out. That's well beyond the level of mathematics that we cover in class. I'll enjoy watching Regnitz really sweat it sweat it out trying to best you on our next midterm. Just a little applied physics. Couldn't have done it without Elisa and Geis's help. Looks like we got a nice big piece of the puzzle right in our hands. Sure seems like it. Let's take off and start looking. Right. Alright, let's start looking for where that mortar was actually fired from. But ammo calculators collect. Should have been fired from a point south of that watchtower. Most likely from a point that's easy to overlook, so it's not found out. Let's see if we can find anywhere that fits that description. Likely to rely on the map to help us. Wonder if the culprits could still be there. Regardless, we should be able to see what we can find. You and I probably both know what area it came from. Oh. Looks like I was wrong. Hey, over there. Found something? What's Rob Ladder doing all the way out here? I can hardly believe it's people have never used this area for anything. If I've ever known them. Just got way more suspicious. The mortar was fire somewhere up there. It really seems worth the look. Not sure how we're going to get up there. We can't reach that rope ladder from there. I see no way to. That suggested that would be a fun. I believe I have an idea. For all these. You need to make use of at least a normal bow. Oh, how? If you're able to hit the cord that's tying the rope ladder, so it would unroll itself and line us to I'm glad you think I'm that good of a shot. I really don't see it working. It was just a thought. Well, it's not like we have any other chance. I'll give it a try. Sure enough, in time to see one resource we don't have much of right now. Searching for some matter or tool to pull it down. Cost us precious time. Can't really argue with that. Alright, here goes nothing. What, it actually worked? Ah, you seem to have the makings of a great hunter. It seems like this is a day for lucky shots. I'll have to start calling you Quick Trial Lisa. I'm just imagining things work. The hieroglyphs. Well, now we can reach the ladder while we go take a look at top of the cliff. Yeah, let's see what's up there. There. Exactly the smoking gun we were looking for, too. Oh well, or old or warm. All right for models too. Looks like they've been used recently. This is where they're hiding them. I can see why they chose this place. Good thing to look here. Must have flooded the area after firing them last night, leaving the launchers here where they were. But unfortunately, those alone do not furnish enough evidence to avert the war. You're right, unfortunately. We just had a bit more evidence. Still, this is a solid step forward for our country. We should return to Cindergate and let the lieutenant go. Sounds like a good idea. Alright, let's get a report. There. Isn't that? The flying object we saw fleeing from Auroch's fort near Bereahard. There's no mistaking something that strange. It looks like it's carrying something. Can't be a coincidence that they'd show up now of all times. Head northwest. We're going after them. Right. Settle up.
We can't let them get away!
Right. We need to overtake them. Crap, they're fast.
Just don't lose sight of them.
Did they touch down near the stone circle?
There's no escape for them now.
Whoa, whoa!
Yeah!
Whoa, whoa!
Yeah!
Whoa, whoa! Whoa, whoa!
Yeah!
Whoa, whoa! Whoa, whoa!
Or just missing one AP. No big deal. What's there? Are you sure? I am. I'm betting it's that thing. So we're able to catch up after all. I thought I saw a young girl riding on top of it. Well, we'll soon find out what we're dealing with soon enough. I was so close. There they are. She really does look like a child. What's that silver construct with her? Save the speculation for later. We need to capture them before they escape.
I think that about covers everything. Now, what to do? They've be easy enough to overpower them, but there's a good chance some of them would get away. But just killing them all seems really cruel too.
Halt! Stay where you are!
Ooh, it's the military academy student.
She knows about us?
How?
Just who are you?
And what's that thing beside...
So, who are you? Were you involved with the attacks on the Watchtower and the Republican Army's base?
We'd rather not accuse you of a crime you didn't, but can you at least tell us who you are and what...
Aw, how did I end up being the bad guy? This is gonna make things a bit sticky. Oh, I know what I can... Everything will go hunky-dory if you guys help me out.
What?
What are you talking about?
But first, I hope you won't mind if I give you a little test, just to be sure you're up to the challenge.
Is that a challenge?
I'm Milliam Around, and this is Eric Getland, but you can just call him Lammy for short. Okay, let's get started.
Go!
It's my turn.
Go! Okay.
All right.
Get him!
This!
I can do this.
Okay.
Okay, I've
It's my turn.
Now.
Right. Get him! Sorry, guess I let my guard down.
We should be safe now.
Wow, you guys are pretty tough. Yep, looks like you'll be great for the job, all right.
We've had quite enough of your wild chases and your games.
You were the one who attacked both of those military facilities.
Oh, no, that wasn't me. Ugh, what can I say to make you believe me?
Just tell us what you can. Anything you know that might help us find out who was actually responsible.
You said you wanted our help? If helping you would restore peace to the Highlands, we're ready, but you have to talk to us.
Come on, you.
I hope you don't come to regret your naivety.
You said your name was Milliam, right? We really don't have much time. So could you tell us what it is you want our help with?
Well, what I want you to help me with is capturing the small armed group responsible for attacking the Watchtower and the Republican Army's base.
What did you just say?
You saw those mortars earlier, right? There's a bunch more hidden near the Republican Army's base. I'm guessing it was the same group that set them up at both.
Wait,
Do you have any idea who this armed group?
Well, I'm not up, but they look like a bunch of Jaeger dropouts, so I'm guessing they're working for a pretty meaty chunk of Mira. I was on my way to go find out for sure.
Wait, then...
You know where they are?
Sure do. They're up in the north of the Highlands. If you promise to help me out, I'd be happy to show you the way. So, how about it?
All right. You have our aid. I'm Reen Schwarzer, Thor's military...
Gaius Wurzel.
I'm Elisa Reinford. It's...
My name is Emma Milstein. It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance.
Eustace Alberea. And just so you know, you still have much to answer for regarding your intrusion into Auroch's fort.
You knew that was us, huh? It'd be super cool if we could just, you know, put that whole thing behind us for the time being.
If we...
Now.
Nice to meet you all, too. Anyway, what are we just hanging around here for? Let's make for the north of the Highland.
All right. But I'd like to swing by the settlement first.
Yeah, we should use their telephone to report back to Zendergate about everything we found out so far.
Okay, let's get... Oh, yeah. Are you going to be riding on the back of your...
Well, I could, but I think I'm gonna ride on the back of your horse instead.
Wait, what?
Lammy!
Whoa! It vanished.
And the way it did so seems... familiar somehow.
Come on, are we going? Let's go catch us some big bad wannabe Jaegers!
If you keep squirming around back there, you're gonna fall off.
Oh. Looking army. What's he doing this deep? What they call it, invasive reconnaissance? Something like that? Basically, trespass with just enough force to see what the enemy's up to and how many troops are there. Well, that's saying. Who are you? It's a secret. Anyway, don't you guys need to get ahead to Xandergate? Ah, she's right, let's move. Alright. Bro, you're all safe. Toma, so glad to see you're okay. A Republican airship flying overhead. Yeah, it's been circling up there for a while now. Is there really going to be a war? Doing everything we can to make sure that doesn't happen. We need to hurry and borrow the Elder's cell phone. We have reason to believe that the armored group is hiding in the Northern Highlands. Yeah, seems like that's what's going on. Currently on our way to investigate. I suppose all our hopes are pinned on this. Very well. I'm extending your deadline to 1500. Be on your guard. Will do. Please do whatever you can to postpone this conflict. So the culprits used to be members of the Jaeger Corps. Heard the term mentioned before, but I know little. Oh, a lot of trouble, that's for sure. It's kind of this. I'm not going to let anyone start a war here. That even if I wish to sway you, your mind is already made up. See if I can get this one to pick up the horrible ways from the architect. Give me a call if anything happens. Thank you, Grandfather. May the winds and the goddess guide you. I'll be praying for your safety. See? Let's jam. Alright, what kind I need you to show us the way? The Northern Highlands, are they hiding anywhere? Oh, I think you probably know the place. A huge statue north of here. There's a creepy old ruin around back. That's where they're all holed up. You must be talking about? Yeah, the ancient quarry. Well, now there is something there actually is something that we need to get considered gate. Boy, I wish fast travel were a thing here. Unfortunately, we don't get that until we get the Courageous 2. Rhino cider. Or we need to remember to get all of our red mood. But First Armored Unit is ready to move out at any time. Oh, it's you guys. Sorry, but I don't have time to shoot that. Things have gotten serious here. Alright, I have a book out here I was reading in my downtime. I think I won't have the time to sit around and read it anymore, though. You could take it off. A party gift instead. Redmond Rose, Chapter 7. Well, now we have Chapter 7.
Let's go!
Winds, give us your blessing.
It's my turn. Yeah, this is it. I've got you.
Leave it to me. My turn.
I can do this. Yeah, yeah. Oh, we should be safe now.
I think I turned around when I did. Right.
This monster seems dangerous. Be careful.
No, it's not really that dangerous. Oh dear. They really want you to go after, or the people up top really want you to go after Elisa as your chosen companion.
It's my turn.
All right. So now let's read chapter 7. I have no further need of your assistance. His mind's still reeling from the skill that Rose had demonstrated in her earlier. The only way he could react to her words was with unfounded silence. There were plenty of ways he could have argued back, at least by pointing out that they had yet to discover the vampire's identity. But the reason he had originally agreed that they worked together was so that he could use his position on the army to aid her in doing so. As if reading her mind, she said, I discovered the identity of the vampire this afternoon. As such, oh. Whoops. There's no longer anything you can do to help me. His initial reaction was doubt. How could she have possibly been the one to discover the vampire's identity when they conducted their investigation together? But then it hit her. They hadn't always been together. They had split up to investigate a wider area today, too, and she had discovered a vital clue in a period while they were acting separately. It made perfect sense that when she had worked out the truth. He tried again, but still, I have my reasons for wanting to see this through to the end, too. I can't just go back to living it as if nothing else had ever happened. Rose knew of this already, of course. He told her about his parents' murder once already. He made her realize that the case is not good enough. He sighed, her reaction making it perfectly clear that pointing that out would do nothing to change her mind. She met his eyes again, unwavering in his slice as she said, allow me to put my position more bluntly. You are a help. You are not a help, you are a hindrance. As if a sharp blade has pierced. Her words left him shocked and speechless. She continued, I would have thought that anyone who looked around would be able to realize that this is not a matter that ordinary people can. It could involve themselves. As she spoke, she gestured in the direction of the ghouls, or rather, human corpses that were once ghouls, that were in the surrounding area. Some were riddled with bullet holes. Some had smashed heads. Some had no heads at all. Her words captured Alphonse's memory once again to the battle he had witnessed. Even if he had tried to intervene earlier, would he have been able to do anything? No, on the contrary, it was easy to imagine him being in Rose's way, becoming a liability and interfering with her ability to fight. Alphonse looked down at the ground dejectedly. It was galling to hear and realized that he might be useless in this. Rose opened her mouth to continue, her gaze somewhat distant. A long time ago, I tried to pursue another vampire with help in this feeling, just like you. I was hesitant at first, but after he insisted so vehemently, I eventually accepted. Alphonse looked up, stunned at what he was hearing. He assumed he was the first person to offer it to his sister. He was killed by the vampire we were pursuing. After that, the vampire disappeared, never to be seen again. It was clear by the pain of her voice it was that for someone whose life revolved around killing vampires, there could have been no worse fate. Of all the jobs I've undertaken, that was my worst failure and the most terrible stain in my record. I'll not allow something like that to happen again. As such, I've always tried to keep you alongside. All I wanted from you was for you to make it easier for me to conduct my investigation and find out what I wanted to know. I was just using you all along. She continued on, telling him everything that had gone the way she'd hoped to. Perhaps even better, thanks to his contribution, she'd been able to discover the identity of the vampire. The army was able to find out what it looked like, helping them to keep people off the streets and allowing her to successfully lure the vampire out. For that, at the very least, she was grateful. Alphonse could only stand and listen as her cold words washed over the meaning of what she was actually saying. He fell silent for a moment and took a deep breath before saying, "The worlds we live in are just too different. Should never have even met. Yet by coincidence we did. That is all. Now you need to forget that it ever happened and go back to the life you should always have lived. Besides, it's an entire thing. The only life for me is one of solitude." He gave a small, self-depreciating smile before turning to walk away from her. Seeing that smile and hearing what she said, something struck Alphonse's eye off. Yet he could not call out to her, as if there was an impenetrable wall between them. Stopping it from interacting with him for that. I can take care of everything by myself now. All I ask of you is to stay away and let me do it. Farewell. She said her final words as she walked without so much as turning her face, and then disappeared into the dark night. Alphonse, left alone, frozen in the spot and seemed beyond. The next day, 10 unidentified bodies were discovered in Heimdall. They found an area filled with disorder, the likes of which had never been seen before. Numerous soldiers moved to and fro, surveying the area in Gerard's direction, while crowds of obvious onlookers, oblivious, curious onlookers, try to get a closer look at the gruesome display. Even Alphonse, who had been removed from the main investigation team, had been called in to assist at this time. Alphonse had expected the ice to be heavily disfigured from those attacks. When he reached the scene, he could see no evidence whatsoever that the previous night had taken place. The only marks on the bodies were the bite marks left by the vampire. At first, the fact confused him, and then he remembered the words of his mother. She would have worked alongside others. One or more who may have arrived later to disguise any evidence of their involvement. After all, the church had the ability to purify weapons to allow them to become vampires. The possibility that might also be able to put corpse trajectory was hardly stretched. For all the things he'd already witnessed. Realizing how ludicrous that sounded for average person, he'd only laugh to himself under his breath. There was no sign of Rose at the scene, though. Alphonse hadn't really expected that she would appear to begin with. She made it clear the previous night that the original arrangement was over. Most likely Rose was gone, bringing an end to the vampire murders herself in secret, with the culprit never apprehended. And the fact that vampires actually existed never being revealed to him. But could he live with everything ending that way? There's still one burning doubt in Alphonse's heart, lingering unease that refused to go away. The expression on her face as she turned to walk away. As a vampire, I'm a hunter. My only life is one of solitude. It may have been what she said, with a sad smile on her lips. When she did so, told a different story. Coolness underlined his resignation. Her words had been blunt. To Alphonse, it also seemed tinged with loneliness. Alphonse found himself reflecting on what loneliness meant to him. It was a feeling he was all too familiar with after losing his parents. In the blink of an eye, he had been left with no one who cared for him, no one who would be kind to him, no one who would look out for him. It was easy to imagine how being in a situation like that would gradually eat away at a person. Fortunately for Alphonse, his father's friend, Gerard, had held out a hand of salvation to him. He had later met others like Furuka who had cared for him, and he for them. It was thanks to them that he was able to free himself from the loneliness that may have otherwise consumed him. Nonetheless, the experience had taught him exactly how painful living like that could be, and that humans could not completely live alone. Rose, however, had said that living in solitude was the only life for her. But did she only honestly mean that, or did she really long to break free from it? That something was stopping her from doing so. The memory of her own experience, with painful after all these years, Alphonse couldn't stop wondering. That was when he made up his mind. He wouldn't just leave things as they were. It may have cast him aside, but he had long ago decided what he needed to do, put the past behind him. And no matter how much danger he risked doing it, or how much she tried to stop him, he was determined to stop it to the end. If it meant he might be a hindrance to it, so be it. He just his fight as much as hers. Alphonse shook his head furiously from side to side, as if to divest himself from cautions and hesitations that had been filling his mind since the previous year. Focusing on the task at hand, instead of bound frantically investigating the area. That he felt was the only way for him to be able to stand shoulder to shoulder with him. Time dragged on as the search continued, and the receding rays of the setting sun began to blanket the scene in warm afternoon. When the 10 corpses had been carried away, the vast majority of onlookers had dispersed. A large number of soldiers who formed the investigation team had also reached a stopping point in their investigation and were ready to return for the day. But Alphonse waved them off, still silently combing the area for clues. Come on, Al. It's time to go back to the guardhouse for a bit. Concern in Gerard's voice was obvious, but Alphonse only spread him a tie is fine. Sorry, sir. He does let me look around a bit longer. Saying the intense bottle fought between Rose and the vampire the previous night. There was every chance that something would have been left behind that might have got into the vampire's identity. The investigation had seen and found no such thing despite explaining the attack on him. I did nothing to dampen Alphonse's face. There's something here. Seeing Alphonse's determination, Gerard couldn't help but smile. All right then. Have it your way. Just make sure you stop by and come back if you get too tired. With a backward wave, he walked off to join the other soldiers as they returned to the guardhouse. Silently thanked Gerard's voice scanners. Alphonse went back to scouring the alley. Another half hour passed while Alphonse methodically swept his eyes over every nook and cranny as light from the ticking sun threatened to retreated from the sky. He began to fear his time was up. Just when his eyes were drawn to a point between two of the buildings, there was a narrow gap overlooked in the investigation. Where something might have fallen. Indeed, in spite of the Paris' shapes on the ground, upon spotting it, Alphonse remembered something fly from the vampire when it landed her glancing flash on his chest. He crouched down to inspect the space. The gap between the buildings was so narrow that his arm could barely fit inside. He stretched out his fingers, desperately trying to reach the fallen object, and eventually managed to catch it between his index and finger. It was a narrow, rectangular piece of glass. Alphonse stared at it, it was filthy gray in color, most likely meaning it had been white originally. It was also clear that it had been separated from something by Rose's sword, but other than that, it looked like an ordinary piece. But nothing of interest at all, anyway, except for anyone just passing by. No one other than Alphonse. Looking at it, he finally understood everything. Reason Rose had suddenly chosen to part ways with him. The true identity of the vampire who's terrorizing the city. And because there's still a few more minutes left on my 2 hour. Let's see if the monster is highlighted. Yes, it is. Well, I better just follow the directions. Go back and talk to Lacan. There he is. Excuse me, Lacan. I'd like to ask you some questions about the monster you want us to exterminate. Sure, ask away. It's not required to ask. You can't help it. No more, just in case. In that case, you would like to know about the monster itself. Based on the request, this type of monster no one's ever seen before. Yes, I can confirm that as of this moment. In fact, this figure alone is mystery. When I saw that it was no ordinary monster, but a giant made of stone. A giant made of stone. Something remarkably similar to the golems from fairy tales. We have legend of such a creature as well. Now that you mention it, the monster is strikingly similar to what's described in those stories. That's just bizarre. Yeah, I can't disagree there. I've got a bad feeling about this. Me too, we should probably get rid of it quickly before anything happens. That's exactly why I decided to assign you this task. We're going after it, head over to the southwestern area of the Highlands northern region. However, keep in mind that there's no need to force yourself, she will prove to be more dangerous than it. Yeah, thanks for the information. Either way, we should go and have a look at it ourselves. At least we can decide what to do after that. Be careful out there. May the blessing of the winds and the goddess be with you. Oh, God.
Oh, if we keep up this pace, we might make it in time after all.
Let's see. Okay. So, Melium and useless.
Not might. We will make it in time.
Melium and useless Alvarez.
Oh, that one looks
My
tough.
turn.
This will be fun.
I can do this.
Yeah. Here, now. I've got you. Yes, sir. There. There's our chance. Take it down, Reed.
Right. Here we go.
Right.
It's my turn.
Here we go. Now's our chance.
I can do this. It's my turn.
Here I go!
Go. Oh no, you don't.
It's my turn. Yeah. Here.
My turn.
Yes, sir! There! No more chance!
Go.
You bad guys better watch
Just
out!
keep moving.
This is a normal monster. Haha, that was a toughie. He just scrape out a win, but I'm still not exactly sure what it is. What's a creature like that doing here? Like an element out of a little fairy tale. As we call it. I called it the gargoyle we fought in the old schoolhouse on the first day. Your portrait back to the kind of. Yeah, if we get the chance, let's head back to the sun. So we actually do have to report this one. Card. I guess it was only a short jaunt. Oh, I see you managed to defeat that mysterious creature. You can all come out unscathed? Thankfully, yes. Certainly put up a fight, but we persevered in the end. Glad to hear it. Still a bit concerned that it picked it now of all times you appeared, but we can worry about that. So in the situation at the moment, I really appreciate that you were able to defeat your opponent. Yes, here. It's for your troubles. Wow, that's what I call really generous. Thank you so much. You'll be sure to make the most out of it. I don't want to ask you to deal with it in the first place. That's the least I can do. You all the best in resolving this current crisis. Stay safe. Thanks, Dad. Okay. We will make it. The old quarry.
The ancient quarry is this way, right?
Yep, just round the back.
Yeah! Whoa, whoa! Whoa, whoa! Yeah!
Alright. Now we're at the northern quarry. We will finally be able to get those chests that are pictured on the map.
So this is the ancient quarry. Crazy to think it dates all the way back to the Neolithic era over 1,000 years ago.
And that an evil djinn is sealed away here.
Well, that's what the legends say.
And you're sure that armed group you mentioned?
It seems likely.
Yep, I think they're probably lying low deep down in the... I mean, I know they're here. I saw a bunch of them stream in from the entrance up there about an hour ago.
But how'd they get up there in the first place?
You think they used a rope ladder like the one we found?
It's difficult to tell from this far.
Anyway, we'll need to go in from this entrance down. Me and Lammy could fly up there, no problem, but that doesn't help the rest of...
Well, you have a point.
I'm not sure entering here is going to prove much either. What do you propose we do about this huge stone door?
Come on, get off your horse. Me and Lammy will take care of this door.
Oh?
We ought to dismount anyway.
What?
Amazing.
Thanks, Lammy. Huh? What's wrong? I thought we were in a hurry to catch those bad guys hiding.
Yeah,
What is that?
Sorry, can't tell you. That's classified info.
Classified?
We can continue this inquiry at a later time.
Okay. Ooh, this really does have that creepy old abandoned quarry vibe. Okay, let's go, go, go! Hey, don't go charging. Have that armed group as hold up here. We'll need to exercise some caution. Loud noises like that might alert them that we're here. I think we'll be alright. This feels really vast. All this dense rock and all these twisting passages should dampen the sound too. I think Lammy should be able to smash things without tipping off the bad guy. Maybe right. I don't hear any echoes. No, I'm more concerned with the strange wind I'm sensing. What do you mean? I can sense something strange. Do you think it's... What's that? Watch out.
bring it on! My turn!
It's my turn.
Here I go!
It's my turn. Over there.
Here we go!
Right.
Fire! My turn!
All right, over there. Together, we're unbeatable.
That takes care of that. Piece of cake. Well, they seem different from all the monsters we fought so far. Your arts affected them differently. Seems like this is an area where the higher elements are. Higher than what? As you're all aware, monsters may be weak or resistant to any of the four elements. Earth, water, fire, and wind. However, it seems like here, the three higher elements, time, space, and mirage, are also present. I suppose that would explain the strange wind. Sounds like we'll need to really tread carefully. You don't sit at the top of the chest first for nothing, do you? Well, that's just an injury. If anything, you're right, though. The whole area is steeped in ancient legends. You'd be surprised if there were higher elements. Everyone be on your guard. Wow. I don't have a clue what you're talking about. You got Lammy here with us, so there's nothing to worry about. Come on, let's mosey. I'm not well acquainted with the concept. Alrighty. Well. Now it's time to save. And get out of here. Well, I guess I will see you guys